5, 4, 3, 2, main engine start, 0, and liftoff of the Delta rocket with opportunity, a chance to explore and unlock the secrets of our neighboring planet.
7 months later, here we are. The friction as we come through literally burns a hole in the upper atmosphere. The heat shield in the front of our rover gets to about the surface temperature of the sun. At this point, we're going to slow down to around 300 to 400 miles per hour. And we're going to lower our lander more or less on a shoestring. Once we find the surface, we blow up the airbags. And then we're going to fire some retro rockets, slow down to 0 miles per hour, cut the cord, and bounce. And we bounce. And we bounce.
We have a momentary loss of signal as the spacecraft is bouncing on the surface. It is difficult to maintain lock. We need to reacquire the signal to have positive confirmation of a safe landing. We're seeing it on the LTP.
When we designed Spirit and Opportunity, we designed the eyes to be at 5'2". That's approximately the level of a human being walking on the surface of Mars. So now, when we take images and we get our panoramic images, it's going to feel like a human being was standing on Mars looking around.
You know, after we left Eagle Crater, we went to Endurance Crater, and that's the crater we drove down in. And there we did what the geologists call an in-sequence stratigraphic section, which is essentially reading the chapters of the Martian history book in reverse order.
That rover became a stratigrapher. First time we had a stratigrapher on Mars. We knew we wanted to go after Endurance to Victoria.
We put pedal to the metal and we started heading there, tens of kilometers away. We get to this giant half-mile diameter crater, Victoria Crater, and we want to figure out, gee, how can we go into this thing?
We spent a year scouting the edge of that crater to decide where we wanted to go in to get the best stratigraphic section.
We found a place to go in, and we drove down in, and we spent about a year inside Victoria Crater.
The science team was really excited about the idea of driving to Endeavour Crater, over 20 kilometers away. This is a long drive to do. It was going to take multiple years, but they decided to do it anyways. We were driving to a valley, and along the way there we realized that right about the point where we were about to get to this valley, that was when we were going to cross the marathon mark. So we said, well, that's cool. We're just going to name this valley after that, call it Marathon Valley. That was when we reached the distance of a marathon, 26.2 miles on another planet. We continued driving through some slopes down a little bit on the interior of the crater rim until we came back out so that we could continue on to the next valley, Perseverance Valley,
where the rover was exploring when we lost contact.
We said we're going to operate this vehicle until the day where we can't.
You know, when this little rover landed, the objective was to have it be able to move 1,100 yards and survive for 90 days on Mars, 90 souls. And instead, here we are 14 years later, after 28 miles of travel, and today we get to celebrate the end of this mission.
14, MER project manager.
14.
I wanted to say with the completion of tonight's commanding, this concludes operations for MER-1, spacecraft ID 253. And on behalf of the entire MER project, we'd like to thank the DSN for over 15 and a half years of outstanding support from launch until tonight. That support is one of the reasons why this mission has been so successful. And once again, the DSN has helped us to make history. Thank you.
And this is Station 14 on behalf of the network. Thank you for your comments, and it's a sad day for all of us.
14, you are released.
And 14 copies.
MER project off the net.